Hi Cancer, welcome to your February 2018 tarot reading with me, Raphael Ray from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. I just want to say thank you so much for all of your continued support, your subscribes, your shares, your likes, your donations for those of you that have made them. It means the absolute world. So I just want to say thank you so much once more, and before we start I would like to call into both of these decks that I'm about to use all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I hope that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, I said I would be doing things differently this year, and I started that promise with the yearly predictions, which are going really well. I'm really glad that you're all enjoying those. I am a moon sign Cancer, so this will be relevant for me as well, in some way, shape or form. And as you can see with my trusty board and new cards, etc., things are slightly different. So, your actions and your interactions with the world at large for the month of February. You have the Devil card. Okay, so this isn't always a bad card. It actually has some really great meanings as well, because it's ruled by the sign of Capricorn. So it's all to do with accomplishment. How do we accomplish things? We tend to commit ourselves to them, and we just steadily work towards them until we've eventually achieved what it is that we set out to accomplish. That's the good aspects of the Devil card. The good aspects are also good food, fine wine, nice things, good fabrics, just things that we enjoy in general. How does this relate to your actions in the world? So the Devil card also represents addiction. It also represents the things that we tie ourselves to consciously, and then subconsciously they start to take over, and usually, forgive the dualism, in a negative sort of way. What do I mean by that? It's about something, like I said, you make a conscious decision to do something or to attach yourself to something or someone, and then it becomes a process of just kind of steadily losing sight of why you got involved with it in the first place. And in terms of your actions and your interactions, this is saying that over the month of February, it's not the time for you to get complacent. Be content, absolutely, but don't get complacent. Don't just take everything at face value. More importantly, don't allow people to constantly rely on you being there. Don't allow people to constantly rely on the fact that you will mother them, look after them, be there for them or support them. It's okay to help people. It's not okay to become a crutch for somebody else to do life because they have you to lean on. And that's very much what it's about. It's kind of, because, you know, I'm thinking about the sign of Cancer, what it represents. This is about not allowing people to be comfortable with using you as a stepping stone. So it's very much talking about that. And the reason I say that is because the Devil card is something that we consciously commit to doing, and then it just kind of becomes a way of life, and we forget how to speak up and just say, actually, you know what, I'm not happy with the way that things are at the moment. So it's definitely something for you to think about this month. Cancer is not the time for you to stop being the maid, yeah? And make the conscious effort and decision to stop being somebody else's nanny or mummy or anything like that. In terms of your personal actions, you know, for yourself, it can talk about you deciding to make a commitment towards yourself, which is great, but you need to find a balance. The Devil card always shows up when we've forgotten what the balance point is, or we've moved past what the balance is. Okay, so your money and your materials. Oh, beautiful. Look at this. The sign of Cancer shows up for Cancer. This is really powerful for you guys, or for us guys. So the Chariot represents the yes. If you were asking a yes-no question, the Chariot would be an absolute yes. It's the victory, it's the success. It is you winning in place of, out of several people. If, you know, if it were an A and B, this would be you coming up trumps and coming up A. So you've got the two sphinxes here, and these are two very opposing polarities, positive, negative, yin, yang. It's that kind of energy, but they're very dynamic forces that are pulling the Chariot, and that's why the Chariot represents a really fast card. The number 7 It's all to do with the universal student and the universal teacher. It's all to do with endurance and analysation, really excelling at analysing things. But the Chariot itself, it means yes, it's a success card, it's a victory, it's you getting something. For those of you that are going for a new job, for those of you that are seeking a new job, you absolutely can and will find one in the month of February. For those of you that just want a pay rise, you will get a pay rise in February. Or you will be laying the foundations to make yourself, what's the word? Desirable enough to your current employer or a future employer to give you the paycheck that you desire. The other thing about the Chariot card as well, it's very, very fast. So in terms of your money and your materials, it kind of looks like you're going to be able to start generating more income and bringing more income into your life, which is absolutely great. But it does also caution against spending money faster than you can make it. As I said, the Chariot is a very, very quick card. I say that because you read the cards separately. This is one of the things that I'm loving about this new spread that I'm using for you guys, is you read them separately, but then you start to read them in conjunction. The Devil card is things that you're addicted to, you know, spending habits, etc. And then you couple this with your money and your materials, and although it looks very good, it can also turn into impulse buying, you know, when you see these two things together. But it could equally be you deciding to dedicate yourself to something and really commit to it and coming up trumps and really, really getting the best out of it. You know, so it's kind of like, this is a kind of a bit of like a tightrope. It's a bit tenuous because it could go either way. So think about that. But yeah, in terms of your money and your materials, things look very good. Finance is definitely going to start improving as of February, and you will notice small improvements in the month of February to start with. So that's really, really great. So next you have your communications. This is all forms of communication as well, communication and interaction with people. Oh look, wow, you get the full card. This is amazing, beautiful. The full card is a really powerful card, and it's, in fact, it's the most powerful card because it's all things and no things. It's pure potential. It's anything that you choose to make it. I mean, look at this. So far you've got 3 major cards out of all of, you know, they've got a 78 card deck, and I think only Gemini had 4. And then obviously the major that I'll pick for, you know, that everybody gets. So this is really powerful. In your communication, expect there to be brand new people gracing your presence this month. Expect there to be, expect the unexpected in all of your communication. Expect people to give you information that, although it might seem irrelevant to them, to you could be quite useful. Also, should I say, expect yourself to be running into people that you don't know, people that end up becoming quite pivotal to your future. February is going to be a month where you really start to connect with a lot of people, a lot of different people as well. People that you don't know, people that you will get to know that will become quite instrumental for you going forward. The beauty of the Fool card is that it brings the unexpected, but it brings the positive unexpected. Again, forgive the dualism. You know, life is not white and black and good and bad and positive and negative. Those terms are, they're just the surface of what you know. Language is a funny thing, but anyway, the Fool card actually represents the sign of Aquarius because it represents the world. And it talks about, you know, the innocence and the purity and the instincts that you have when you have that. But it also, when you have the Fool card, it means that things that you cannot foresee, because it's linked to Uranus as well, things that you cannot foresee are making their way into your life. And the reason you cannot foresee them and you cannot predict them and you're not supposed to anticipate them is because the universe is giving you a chance to truly react how you feel to react, like what is important to you. So if you meet somebody and they completely throw a curveball or a spanner into the works of your life, you then have to respond out of purity, out of the purity of who you actually are. Not from your preconditioned notions, ideas, beliefs and all the rest of it from your life. You just kind of respond and react in exactly the manner that you as a person and a being are. And that's beautiful because it allows you to truly be who you are in any given situation. And that's how people truly fall in love with you. You know, in a romantic or even just a platonic sense. So communications look very good. Expect lots of surprises, lots of people just showing up out of the blue. Expect expect lots of surprise correspondence as well. Certainly through social media, through the internet, through anything that is electronic, again, because this is ruled by Aquarius, so it gives you that sort of, and Uranus is electricity as well. So yeah, certainly through the wires, or the wireless, you will have a lot of interaction and communication. Fun times. Okay, so last but not least, you have your heart and your hearth. This is your emotional connections and interactions. So you get the Page of Swords. Now the Page of Swords is a good card, and it actually can represent an air sign child, Aquarius, Libra or Gemini, or what I usually find with this, because I call the pages the markers of consciousness, and they're very similar to the aces. They're like the beginnings of an idea, the foundations of an idea. The Page of Swords represents your mind being sharp and being witty. For those of you that are single, demonstrate who you are with your words this month. For those of you that want to attract a partner, speak about it. Talk about who you are. It's not you know, because some part of us all is Cancerian, it's not just about being mushy and gushy. It's about really being able to communicate what you feel. That's what's going to excite people and draw people to you this month. It's about really being able to own your feelings as well and say, look, this is how I feel, this is why I feel that way. You know, how does that make you feel? It's about talking about what you feel and really communicating that on a deep level. I kind of see as well for a lot of you, especially you single ones, you having conversations of a romantic nature with somebody that you never thought would kind of excite you in that way. But things will heat up really, really quickly for you. For those of you that are in established partnerships and bonds, this talks about you again, you know, being witty, teasing each other, ribbing each other, reminding each other of things that we've done that are silly. I know me and my partner, we both have a Cancer moon, so you know, a lot of the homey stuff we really connect on, and we are forever teasing each other about things and calling each other stupid little nick and pet names, and that's what this kind of represents, especially with the Fool card there. Because sometimes tarot gets very, very literal. You know, it's about playing the fool and being able to interact and communicate on a fun, expressive level that is coming from an innocent and pure place. You know, so you're reading these cards in conjunction, that's their separate meanings. Oh, also, for those of you for all of us as well, in some way, shape or form, our family, this is the month to really kind of explain your plans going forward. If you've just got into a partnership, introduce your partner to your family this month. Let them know where you are and that you're taken care of and that everything is okay. You know, this is really a month to do that. So these two, your actions and your money, are basically telling you don't impulse buy or anything like that, you know, but if you want more money and you want more prosperity in your life, this is definitely a month that can happen for you. You know, if you decide to really commit yourself to a goal and decide to be in it for the long run, it can bring some really positive results. It's like you're laying the foundations for that this month, but there's certainly some sort of pay rise taking place. The Fool, the Chariot and the Fool, in terms of your communications and your money and how those interact with each other, expect there to be surprises, expect there to be a surprise opportunity, almost like you get headhunted or there's a job offer that comes out of the blue. For these, this is about you talking about your feelings and, you know, really tapping into that childlike play, sort of playing and fun, vibrant aspect of a relationship. For those of you that are single, this is you talking to somebody that you never ever thought would press your buttons in that way. And then finally, your actions and your emotions are telling you to be thoughtful about the consequences that your actions have for other people, especially children. For those of you that have them, for those of you that care for them, whatever you choose to do in your personal life is always going to have an impact on those that you love. Don't let them get swallowed up by the ripples, is the message that I'm hearing. And then finally, the key to the month. The Magician. Oh, beautiful. So this is about what you choose to create. Your month can be as brilliant or as basic as you choose for it to be this month. What you decide to do with it is totally on you. In relation to all of this, I think this is about moving forward and really stepping into your own power, but more importantly, understanding that Cancer isn't just a sign of feelings and all the rest of it. It's actually a sign that knows how to get shit done. And the Magician gives you the power to make real change happen in your life. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have an amazing month. Thank you so much for all of your continued support, your likes, shares, donations. The links are all down below. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Take care.